So this is Sabak?
Sabak.
Sabak. Got it.
You played before?
Couple times, yeah.
Captain Lando Calrissian.
Han Solo.
Can I ask you a question, Captain Calrissian?
Anything, Han?
It's Han, but that's okay. I heard a story about you. I was wondering if it's true.
Everything you've heard about me is true.
In a dark corner of the world, three men will work together to bring you a podcast like no other. This is Fanatically Correct, where the fans, the geeks, and the nerds are always correct. With your host, MSK, Yo Peace, and Omega.
So, well, we're back. I'm your host, Omega.
MSK here.
And this is Yo Peace.
And I guess we're going to do, we might as well do like a little bit of we do this a lot, of a catch-up, but I think we're kind of focused. We're in the middle of June 2018. All three of us have got under our belts Avengers Infinity War.
Yes.
As well as Deadpool 2.
Of course.
And Solo.
Solo.
And yeah. And then one thing we can do is we can kind of rank them.
Solo.
Which was the best of the three, which is the second.
Do we really
best,
want to do that? Because I think it's going to be the same order for everyone.
I don't know. Is it?
Yes.
We can kind of get that. We can kind of get that out of the way. I'm gonna actually say Deadpool 2.
Oh, he just went there.
Then you're wrong.
I had a feeling.
Then you're wrong.
I had a feeling. For me, I will acknowledge that Infinity War is a much better film, but Deadpool 2 for me was very. No, you know what? I
there it is.
I saw Infinity War
that
3
didn't even
times,
sound
and I saw
believable.
Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I can't. But it's so good. It's. So fun.
Hey, listen. Don't take it back. Deadpool was really good for a sequel.
No, it was good.
Really good.
No, it's great.
For a sequel, it was better than anyone ever expected.
I still like the first one better. Though. A little bit better.
Yeah. Well, it had a better flow with its storyline and the uniqueness of it. Like part 2 felt more like a regular paced and regular way of telling a story. It was more in sync and chronological, where the first one really sold it with that whole, the first half of the film was the one scene, and he's breaking, in between that whole action sequence to stop and tell the story of how he got there. And yeah, they only touched on that at the beginning of part 2. Are we gonna do spoilers in this, or are we?
You know what?
Yeah, by the time this airs, everyone's already seen it.
Yeah. By the time it's aired, everyone's seen it. So yeah, and if you're a nerd and you have not seen, if you have yet not seen, Infinity War, especially, you should have seen that opening.
No, we'll just do a spoiler alert. Just say spoiler alert.
Yeah, we'll go spoiler alert. If you haven't seen one of the 3 films we're talking about, fast forward or something, or you know what, you should have seen.
Or just wait, just wait until next year, and we'll you'll hear our next episode or whatever.
Exactly. There you go. What we got.
No, but listen, I know you said that you liked the first one better, but it's a sequel.
Yeah,
it's
of course.
good.
That's always
It's still good
that's
for a
usually
sequel.
going to happen. Yeah, if a film's really, really good, usually it's going to be hard for a sequel to beat it. That's usually a premise, and the first one was just that good.
Yep.
But it was a close. I mean, if they do 6 or 7 more, I don't know if they'll be able to elevate. And stay at the pace that they're at, but Ryan Reynolds.
You say 6 or 7 more? They're not gonna get past 3, man.
Yeah, no, and with this whole thing going on right now with Marvel
Comcast,
and I don't think it's gonna happen.
Disney,
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Fox.
Hey, no, but seriously, Comcast, get out of here.
Why?
No, there. I just wanted to say, get away.
Seriously,
just leave. Nobody likes you.
Somebody there hates comic book fans is what happened there.
I don't like you as a cable company, and I definitely don't like you buying my Marvels. Just get out of here.
Seriously,
I don't care.
Well, Comcast is gonna buy Fox, and then Disney's gonna end up buying everything.
Buying all of it.
So just give it a few years.
That's exactly what's gonna happen. But so I guess we started with Deadpool 2, so we'll talk about that at first. I mean, I guess all of our orders are the same then: Infinity War, and Deadpool 2, and then Solo. But yeah, Deadpool 2 is from beginning to end. I love the little the added things that they did in there. Colossus was not Colossus. Well, Colossus was in it again, of course, but it was Juggernaut. That was just awesome. I was so happy to see a properly done Juggernaut.
It looked great.
The personality of the first Juggernaut wasn't bad. I mean, it's just not like the comic books at all. But at least the CGI was fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. No, and then I like, you can't, Deadpool has to throw it out there right away. He's a big CGI fight coming up.
Yeah. No, all those jokes were pretty funny.
All of it. No, and the lazy writing. And, man, I have my stepdad. He quotes that, like, all the time we're watching things. We're watching Fear the Walking Dead. And he'll quote that. It was like, Deadpool would say, lazy writing. You're always throwing that out there. But
did you say Walking Dead?
Yeah, no one's watching that anymore.
Oh,
Fear the Walking Dead. Yeah. No, plenty of people are still watching it. Yeah. I saw when they did the season premiere / season finale, and I'll break into this because it's actually a very good thing because I think they're testing it with Walking Dead. They actually had it in the theaters, the finale of Walking Dead / season premiere Fear the Walking Dead, because they crossed over. You guys don't care, so here's a spoiler: Morgan is now on Fear the Walking Dead because they jumped forward in time, which has actually really revamped the show and made it what Walking Dead used to be. It's a really good show now.
So I should watch that show and just drop The Walking Dead?
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, you start watching now. You don't even have to start from seasons 1 and 2. You can actually just start watching now because it's such a jump forward in time that they're kind of flashing back anyways. So, I mean, it's a little bit more impacting if you saw the other 2 seasons because they kill off certain characters.
Can I just jump forward to the ending, to the finale of everything?
Yeah, you could. It's pretty good. You could. So this season, it's
no, I mean the series finale.
Yeah, like completely, like the finale, like completely.
Yeah, but no, they got 2 completely new showrunners, on there that they're good writers. They're clever. They're doing things with the intros that tell a short story when you add them all up. Like they're doing a lot of different little things. And the first thing they did was they started killing off characters that they knew the audience didn't like. So they're actually good writers on that show.
Well, did you hear the rumor with Andrew Lincoln?
Oh, that he wants off the show? They might do it.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get off after this season, and they're trying to give Norman Reedus this huge paycheck to be the main guy.
More pop, yeah. And actually, the way the last season ended, it works well. If they do kill off Rick and let Darrow and Maggie kind of take over that show, it'd be better for.
Oh, Rick. Maggie's gonna leave too.
Work better for him. Oh, then that's screwed. Not that the show isn't already screwed. You know what I mean? Like they're throwing everything they can at it.
That would have been fine a couple of years ago, and I don't even care about him taking over the show, but it would have been good him as a side character on another show. You know what I mean? Like another story with him would have been fine with me. Yeah. I don't care about this now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll catch up eventually, but I'm not really. Every Sunday,
they really ran its course. It's probably better on a binge. You're probably better when the series is over completely and they end it and everything, and you go ahead and just do it in a binge.
Yeah, but Deadpool was a great movie. I'm telling you,
No, it was. Oh, but that's what I was getting at. Before originally, I was saying was that I saw in the theaters, and I think that they're testing that, and we always kind of jump into this because it's pretty much our favorite show, everyone's favorite show. I think for Game of Thrones, the final season, I think they'll air every episode in the theaters, and they might even do like a group, like a package.
I can't afford that. Stop it.
Oh, maybe Movie Pass.
Well, you could.
Movie Pass can't afford that. They're gonna go out of business in 6 months.
Movie Pass. They Movie Pass Walking Dead. I don't think they'll be able to Movie Pass Game of Thrones. Those are gonna sell out months in advance the whole season.
I think Movie Pass is already going out of business. They're definitely
Movie Pass is gonna go out of business. Yeah, they're gonna.
No, they're going out of business right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, slowly but surely they keep changing their privacy policies. They changed a couple of their rules where you can only watch the same movie once, so you can't do the. I mean,
there's ways of getting around that, but but I'm not gonna say that on the podcast.
But yeah, of course not. But regardless, it's kind of messed up because like Infinity War, I had planned to see that like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
Because of Movie Pass, so I had to fork out of my own pocket a couple times so I can get the 3 under my belt. But it was worth it. But Deadpool 2, back to that. Such a good film. I mean, did you guys catch all the cameos in that?
I think I did. Cameos? I think I did.
I mean, there's the big ones. The X-Men one, that one's awesome.
Right. That's not the big one. I think the Matt Damon one was pretty big.
No one caught it. I'll be honest. I found out afterwards, and then when I saw it the second time, then I recognized him. But you don't recognize him. I mean, he's
At all.
And makeup, prosthetics. He's doing a voice. And it's so subtle that you don't. And the
Freaking
other
Matt
yeah,
Damon, bro.
Freaking Matt
he's
Damon.
in everything because
Like,
he was in Thor Ragnarok.
How does he do this? Like he just gets in all these movies.
He just sneaks in there. It's hilarious. And the other guy was what's his name from Firefly, right? The other redneck in the pickup truck.
Yeah, the guy that played Wash in Firefly.
Yeah, that he's also the voice in Rogue One of the robot. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He does a lot of voiceover work.
So yeah, that one was good. Brad Pitt was hilarious. He was in there
Brad
for,
Pitt
2
was
seconds.
Yeah, that was pretty
funniest
funny.
one. That was the
That whole
funniest
scene
one.
was
The
funny.
Vanisher. That was the best scene where he's like, "Who knew about this wind?"
That's awesome.
Everybody knew about
And
this
even,
one.
even when the guy Pete is like, he's like climbing down to like sit down to then jump off the back of the plane with the parachute, and he's having to throw him off. Like everything about that scene was so funny, hilarious. And then the baby legs. I think that was more disturbing than the little hand. I think that was way more disturbing.
Oh,
than
for
the
sure.
tiny hand.
It was a Basic Instinct. He was doing a whole Basic
Yes,
Instinct thing.
he did the crossover, and then it's so disturbing. He's like walking over to him to hug him, and they're like, "Look at him go! Look at him do it!" Oh man, that's good stuff. So yeah, and then the X-Men, that was pretty good because he's complaining about how they, with all the money that they made in the first film, that the budget,
They're never there.
Like slowly closing.
They're never there.
Yeah. But it's like Beast is closing. They're like, "Oh no, we do not want to be a part of this," and they're shutting the door. We'll see if that's any good. That Dark Phoenix, because I guess they were there.
Yeah,
filming.
it's not gonna be good.
So moving on.
dove
So
right into that.
Solo, what's also good. Yep. You see how fast I move on to that? Yep.
So fast.
Yep.
So
After
fast.
you-
We're not
after
even
you
gonna
heard
touch that. We're not gonna touch that. We could touch on the other big
good.
group from Marvel.
Yeah, that's the. You know what? I think we should end on that, or maybe we start with that.
Oh, we can end on it. That's fine. We can end on it.
Nah, let's. Yeah, I don't know, because Solo. I think Solo. It was my least favorite of the three. I liked it. I thought it was a good film. It was a little better than I thought it was going to be, but it was my least favorite of the three.
Yeah,
I
I thought Solo was. I thought it was better than I thought. I thought it wasn't gonna be very good. It was entertaining. It wasn't that bad. My problem with Solo is that I still don't see that guy as Han Solo. Like if it was another character, if he was called something else, it would have been fine. It's just,
like
I don't see
Star-Lord?
him as Han Solo.
If he was called Star-Lord.
Yeah, I think Star-Lord.
Yeah, if he was called Star-Lord, then
Chewbacca
it would
was
be
called
okay.
Groot.
Yeah.
It to me it didn't live up to what Rogue One was. I mean, it kind of had more or less. I think they did a pretty decent job because I really thought it was going to go the same route of Rogue One, where all those additional characters, all of them were going to die. I just really thought it's like, okay, because they're not in the storyline, they're not, canon. They're all gonna die. And so like Rogue One, you kind of like knew that was gonna be the outcome of that film because there was no other way for that mission to end and for those characters to no longer be in the storyline. When you make such good characters, you're like, and they went out well, unlike, because like I know they're gonna do that Boba Fett film, and that's kind of gonna be a letdown because they're gonna really build up Boba Fett, and the lame way that he died and how underused he is in the other films, but they're gonna do it and they're gonna blow him up and it's gonna be kind of worthless. But I was surprised with Solo that they actually didn't kill off everyone, and they left a little bit of room to kind of bleed into either a sequel to that or to carry over into Obi-Wan, and no matter what MSK says, Darth Maul and Obi-Wan are gonna fight on the big screen. That is my dream. It's gonna happen. You can stop it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So, keep dreaming that. All right.
They're gonna.
Yeah. Everybody happened in Star Wars Rebels.
Nobody watches that. That's why it's already got canceled.
Yeah, it's canon. It's canon. All that is canon.
But they're going to redo it. Doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
They're not going to redo it.
It's going to happen better on the big screen.
I don't think you understand how the Star Wars universe is working right now. Everything from the book and cartoons are all canon. That's never going to change.
And that's fine. It doesn't mean they still can't redo it and use those characters again.
That's exactly what it means. That's what canon means. They're not going to redo it.
In Rogue One, they use characters from Rebels.
Rogue One, yes, of course, because it's part of that timeline.
It's the same thing. When they go into do an Obi-Wan film, it's going to be part of that timeline. They can redo that.
It's
You watch. They're gonna put it in there.
right.
We'll bet. We'll bet something when the time comes. When the time comes, we'll bet something. It's gonna happen.
I personally enjoy Solo a lot. Not more than Deadpool and Infinity War, but I do have to. The guy was not Han Solo, but he wasn't bad at it. And
he wasn't bad.
At times he even sounded like him a little bit, which is like it was a little scary and at some points. But he didn't do a bad job either.
I think what didn't help him was how good Danny Glover did Lando, is what kind of made him look less the part of Solo. Because Danny Glover was spot on.
Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon.
Isn't he meant Donald.
Sorry, not Danny.
He meant Donald.
You know what I meant? Donald. Childish Gambino. You know
Donald Glover.
I meant Childish Gambino. You know what I'm talking about.
They're two different people.
No, they're not. They're the same guy.
They're completely two different people. I don't know.
Stop with that. They're twins.
They're twins. They were conjoined twins, and then they got split.
Yeah,
one got
they
the
don't,
musical
and they don't
talent,
even they don't even
one
know
got the acting talent.
They don't even know they're both famous. People say, "Hey, you look like somebody." That I just can't.
Yes, Donald Glover's portrayal of Lando was, spot on. I want to see that movie. I really, and you know what? They might have left it open for that reason. With what's her name? Kira was the character's name. Khaleesi from
Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke.
But I'm saying the character's name was Kira, right?
Yes, it was Kira.
Yeah, her. And they might have done it for that reason, since Lando apparently had interactions and a relationship with her during the time that Solo was gone at war with the Empire, and because I want to see that movie now, because he does Lando so well.
Yeah.
The whole thing with his android that was in love with him.
Oh yeah, that was actually good.
That was awesome, and it's the mind of the Millennium Falcon. And you already read that
I love that it was uploaded to the Millennium Falcon.
Right,
There's
and then
there's lines in A New Hope that that matches that. It's pretty good.
Because he says it was C-3PO, right? That he says that I don't know what language it's speaking. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah. So he says that's a particular language you're speaking or something like that. Yeah.
Exactly. No, that's awesome. I want to watch A New Hope again because of it. Just like Rogue One. Rogue One did the same thing to me. It made me want to watch A New Hope again, just to relive those moments that have a little bit more clarity and a little bit more explanation, which is amazing. Because Rogue One especially gave a backstory that they didn't have, and it actually corrected a big flaw in A New Hope, which is the whole weakness of the Death Star. It's incredible.
Yeah. What I liked about Solo the most, I think, is the relationship with Han and Chewie. I think they built that pretty good.
That's what made Han likable. That relationship, it sold the exact same relationship we got with the original Han and Chewie, the older ones. And because of that, I bought him more as Solo. I was able to
yeah, you know what? And I didn't mind. I didn't mind the cheesiness as far as getting giving him a nickname. All these things that were kind of, if you see it in another way, you'd be like, it's kind of cheesy, but I didn't mind it. I actually enjoyed it.
What do you mean, like how he got the Chewie?
How he got the
Chewbacca
Chewie name?
Chewie?
Yeah, when he tried to explain to him, you know what I mean? Like, I speak your language. All these things, all these cheesy lines that he was saying for Chewbacca, I didn't mind it because I actually loved seeing that.
Yeah.
Some people will not enjoy it.
Yeah, but the part he says, I'm 190. He's 194 years old. He's like, wow, you look good.
Yeah. No, those lines are fine. The only line I didn't like that was pretty cheesy is the way he actually got his name, where he's just like Solo.
Yeah, a guard. Named him.
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind that. Some people actually mind that. I didn't mind it. It's just a new take on it, man. I honestly, you didn't even know how he got his name, so why not just throw that in
but you thought it would have been more epic. You know what I mean? Would have been something more
exactly.
You guys are putting Han Solo. Come on, man. Han Solo is not like a freaking Jedi, freaking master. He's just
Solo.
He's just a guy.
But he is. He's
I don't have a people.
He's a guy who's good at flying, bro. He's a good pilot. That's who he is.
He's a great pilot.
He loves stealing. And in A New Hope, he is the badass. It's not Luke. It's barely Obi-Wan.
He saves them. He saves them at the end of New Hope.
Han shot first.
But you guys are making
Han
him
shot first. That's a big deal.
But his
Which
name
I
getting
like-
as Solo is not bad. That wasn't bad. It was
No,
cheesy,
it wasn't
but
bad.
It wasn't
I just wanted. It would have been nice if it was something bigger, but it was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad decision. It didn't like ruin the movie or anything like that.
Yeah.
I would have hoped for like something bigger for that.
Listen,
to have been the,
considering that this movie had 2 directors before, and
Yeah.
like 90% or 80% of the movie was done, and then
reshot.
they fired them and reshot the movie again.
Yeah.
It came out pretty good.
Yeah, Ron Howard did. Yeah, it's Ron Howard. That they had to go with someone big in order to fix the slop that it was apparently turning into.
Yeah.
That they had to keep moving it around. But I'll tell you, I did like that with him shooting first on Woody Harrelson because they already. I mean,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, we already said that we're not characters.
Yeah, but you just got to throw it out there for.
Oh, yeah,
just,
so
just in case.
spoiler alert after the fact.
Yeah,
after he said
fact.
it. So, but yeah, I like that they did that. That's when they made the shift, and it was smart because it was right after he got his heart broken, and obviously, him and Kira aren't going to work out, and it was clever because like it moves him into that more rebel, more criminal lifestyle, badass that he was in A New Hope, where he shoots first, and I even love it because Woody Harrelson's character actually says that he was smart. He didn't, as soon as he started monologuing, bam, capped him. Didn't even give him a chance, and it even wasn't what he was expected because just like Kira said, you're one of the good guys, and it was just pretty clever because it gives a little bit more depth to the character in the sense that he always was the good guy. In other words,
Right.
like Leia wasn't the one that turned him. He always was one, and he was just constantly fighting to not be that because
Right.
of how it turned
Because of
out
this girl.
when he was a good
Yeah.
guy. Exactly.
And him shooting lets you know who shot first.
Yeah, of course.
He always shoots first.
He always shoots first. He's on. He's on.
Like this war is done. Like I don't want to hear this battle anymore. Through
Yep.
all the ages of all the fans, you
Yep.
know who shot first.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
you
and-
know what's crazy?
Go ahead.
Like, no, well, what I would have liked more, because I like his relationship with the Woody Harrelson character.
Yeah.
I wish there would have been more of them doing like more jobs. Like, in
Yeah.
the beginning they did the
Yes.
montage of him at war and all that stuff.
Yeah, they should.
I wish they would have done that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
just to have more of like a
Or
like
at
a more
least
bond.
at least two jobs before the main
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have. Yeah, I agree, and which would have given a little bit more impact. I mean, it was impacting that Maeve from
Exactly.
Westworld, went out so quick, so you weren't expecting it. But they could have built her up a bit more through that same type of montage of doing more jobs together, becoming more of a crew, and then that happened. So
Exactly.
and it throws you off more, and then like you said, it builds a little bit more of a relationship between Woody Harrelson's character and Han Solo, so which gives it more impact to that, to the final shootout
At the
between
end,
the two of them
yeah,
at the end.
because he's
Yeah, I
supposed to be
agree.
like a big mentor to him, but
Exactly.
like he
And
only
he
did
didn't-
one job with him.
Yeah,
like
they didn't have much time together. Yeah, it didn't really pan out in that way. I mean, the way they met and everything was well done. That was great. The whole the war scene, and it was good stuff. But yeah,
I enjoyed the ending. The ending was great.
Yes. Oh, and even it was kind of funny the way they did the Kessel Run. With it's still the 12 and the 14. It's like, well, it depends if you're rounding up or rounding down.
Yeah. I love that they keep making jokes about that. Yeah.
And they showed it. That was a massive action sequence. It was the moment that heist started. The second heist with Lando and the Millennium Falcon, and
Right.
it was just after one thing after another. It was some good space.
That's when the
flying.
movie started picking up. You could tell
Exactly.
that's when they changed directors
Yeah.
around that time.
Definitely.
The surprising one for me, I don't know about you guys, was Paul Bethany. His character, I like the way he portrayed that character.
Yeah, he was good. And he was one of the last minute actors to come in with Ron Howard.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It was,
because
like, last
originally,
minute?
originally that character was supposed to be played by I forgot his name. The guy from The Wire, the guy that plays Omar in The Wire.
Oh, okay,
okay.
okay.
Yeah. He was supposed to be a CGI character, and when they went to do reshoots or whatever, he couldn't do it. He had something else.
He went with Vision instead.
So they went with Paul Bettany, and they just completely took out the other guy.
Disney, he's one of those actors that Disney now owns. So they have there's so many
Yeah,
actors
probably.
they have in their back pocket that they're like, he's in
Just put him in there.
he's in cage 326. Just go ahead, let him out, feed him some breakfast,
funny.
and put him to work.
He's good though, man. He kind of
He's
surprised
excellent.
me. His
He's
role was
excellent.
really good.
It was kind of I had to get used to him being a villain again because I'm so
Yeah,
hooked
right.
on him as Vision that I was like,
right,
oh,
right.
that's right, this guy's a bad guy again.
He's
always
bad.
did
He's
this.
actually bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he always did villains, but when his career first started, and it was just funny to see him go back to that. But yeah, that was a good character, especially with the interaction with him and Kira, and and that ending kind of threw you off, a little bit. I mean, I guess again, same thing. There was a little bit, like you said, you could tell they switched directors and things like that because there were some storyline things that suffered a bit because there wasn't enough build up or character development of the interaction between characters. They just kind of.
I think if they would have stuck with. Yeah, if they would have hired Ron Howard from the get-go, or just stuck with a good director from the get-go, then they would have fleshed all that out.
It would have probably been way different.
Now, thinking, because I'm sure they're in talks about it now, because I mean that Lando was just excellent. If they were to do a Lando film, you think they do it prequel to Solo or sequel to Solo?
Nah, it'll probably be a sequel.
Sequel,
actually, it was Solo's not gonna get a sequel. Him himself, he's never. It didn't do too well in the box office.
I think at best he gets a cameo in an Obi-Wan movie or in a like I said, a Lando film, and that's I would like to see that. They get the Lando perspective. Solo and Chewie would have a cameo-ish, like a sequence. You know what I mean? Something more than just 5 minutes. Maybe a good 15 minutes, 20 minute in the storyline. But just to see Lando, get to where he was at in Empire Strikes Back. That he's the he's running that whole sky station and all that. Like, how'd he get there? And see that unfold with this version of Lando. I mean, he's spot on. I mean, Billy D. Williams was watched that and got yep, he's got me down packed.
I like that they gave a backstory to because in Empire Strikes Back he doesn't call Han Solo. He calls him a Han. He says it weird, Han. And they make a joke about that on this movie. Yeah, and he's just like, that's not how you say my name. He's like, yeah, whatever.
He just plays it off.
Yeah,
because he's pushing him to the side. He's paying him no mind.
Yeah,
and we do got to see more development there because even then we don't really see the love-hate friendship really build between him and Han Solo. It just happens at the end. Okay, you see it's going in that direction when he wins the Millennium Falcon from him in the game and keeps him from cheating. But there has to be, there's more after that because
there's definitely more betrayal. There's gonna be definitely have to be more.
Exactly, because where they left the film Solo, you still see I could totally see that guy betraying him with no problem. And why is it such a shock in Empire? So there does have to be more development there as to why there was such a betrayal than the way they just left it. That was kind of just the beginnings of the friendship.
Yeah, I don't think Disney's gonna do too much. I think they're planning the Boba Fett movie and the Obi-Wan movie. Yeah. And then after that, I don't think they're gonna do prequels anymore. I think they're gonna go off whatever happens after episode 8.
Yeah, if they're smart, I don't know. They might as well kind of just jump much further into the future and just get away from. Well, it depends. We'll see what JJ does now when they do the next Star Wars canon film as to what they're gonna do with how they left it with the relationship between Ren and Rey and the Force and all that.
Yeah.
And we'll see where they go there. And depending on what they do there, I think they have a good setup to just jump maybe 100 years further down and kind of just leave this storyline in the past so they can stop having the original fans hating on every little freaking thing that they do.
I think they're going to break away. Yeah, they're definitely going to break. Because I know the guys that produce Game of Thrones, they're gonna do a couple of movies for Star Wars.
Oh wow!
And Jon Favreau is gonna do, and it's funny because it's Switch. Jon Favreau is gonna do a series of Star Wars, a live action series.
That's gonna be good. That's
so,
gonna be good.
But no one knows what the timelines are gonna be for those two things. And plus, the guy that did Rain Johnson, he's gonna do another trilogy from the Star Wars universe, and we don't know what that's about either. So
we got a lot of good Star Wars stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Well, before we go a little further, just want to get out of the way some of our little social media. You can always reach us and download us on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play. Review us, please, if you're listening to this. A review would be nice, as long as it's good stuff you're going to say. And you can always hit us up at on Twitter and Instagram. We're at FanCorrect is our Twitter and Instagram. And then on Facebook, we're Fanatically Correct. And then if you want to reach us an email, actually want to shoot us an email, maybe ask us a question for a future episode, or, you want a shout out or something like that, you can always hit us at contact FanCor at gmail.com. That's FANCOR, FanCor at gmail.com.
And I'm just gonna throw this one out here for all those people that are not using Google Plus. We're on there too.
And we're on Google Plus, what, Fanatically Correct or Fan Correct or Fan?
Yeah, we're on Fanatically Correct,
Fanatically
but
Correct.
I mean, you know,
It's
It's a lot of people.
It's a thing.
nobody's really
It's a
using
thing. It still
It's
exists. Yeah.
it's there.
We don't have
It's still there.
We don't have the Snapchats, right? That's not a thing we're doing.
Yeah, we don't even write anything on it. But I mean, if you talk to us there,
Well,
we'll get back to you.
on Instagram, we do have, we can talk about him. It's been a while, but he's been getting a little bit of pop from us.
It's been a little bit. It's been a little while.
It's, we got on Instagram our mascot Franco Chiquito.
Yes.
He's the FanCor mini fan, and you can if you go on Instagram, you can backtrack and see some of his adventures. He's quite the traveler.
He's our biggest fan, but the smallest.
Yes, smallest fan but biggest heart. Franco Chiquito.
Biggest heart.
Franco
He loves all 11 episodes.
Yes, every episode, and he likes sharing.
And that took 11 years to create.
Pretty much.
I think by the rate we're doing an episode a year, so that's not bad.
Pretty much,
That's
yeah.
not bad,
But we'll be doing, by the next episode, Franco Chiquito will have a beard and a cane.
And kids.
And kids and
Franco
grandkids.
Chiquiticos. Like, Chiquititos. Like, okay, Chiquito. How do you Chiquito? Chiquitico.
And Chiquitas.
Franco,
Not the bananas, but just the kids.
Franco Juniors. Little Franco Juniors in Francas. So, but yeah. So and then I guess we got the big one. We got. Well, let's see. When the summer comes, we've been waiting a long time, a lot of years, for Disney to get this done. Our favorite group of superheroes. I was very excited, and it finally happened, and that's Incredibles 2. And now that I'm gonna go.
I've been waiting for like 12 years for Incredibles 2.
Yes, it's
probably
finally here, though. It's finally here, guys. I mean,
No build up.
where you going ASAP? You better be back ASAP.
Yeah, dude, that's the best. All of that. Yeah, dude, I can't. You saw it already? I'm watching it tomorrow.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, I want to see. I saw part 1 like in the past week. That and Wreck-It Ralph, they're like constantly playing them right now because they're, I guess, promoting Wreck-It Ralph 2 also. And I think I've watched Incredibles, the first one, like 4 times in the past week. I just can't. It's such a.
Hey,
good
what's up with the whitewash of Pocahontas on that trailer? What's up with that?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. I didn't get into the detail of that scene. I was curious because Mulan, is Mulan in that scene? Because she's not a princess.
Yeah, she's in the back. She's
not a princess.
Right? Maybe she's not a princess.
She married a soldier.
So?
Did she marry like a general or soldier? She didn't marry a king or a prince.
So? Isn't she a princess?
She's not a princess.
I think that's considered a princess.
She's not a princess.
Yeah, Mulan's a badass. Just leave her alone.
I had like all the memes with Thor and Loki. Like, do you have, because they use that scene from the Wreck-It Ralph too?
There is a princess they're missing, but they don't even talk about her.
Who's that? Leia?
Nah, I don't want to talk about it now.
Oh, Leia.
The daughter of the queen? The daughter of the alien queen?
The alien queen?
Yeah. Oh, actually, but that didn't happen now because they didn't hold on to Fox.
Oh, guys,
stop. Remember, that was one of the things they're saying. If Disney, once they purchase Fox, they get the rights to the aliens. So every xenomorph that comes out of the queen in Aliens is a princess, a Disney princess.
That's funny. That's funny.
No, I like with the meme that they do that. Like, oh, do you have magical hair? And they show Thor. And like, did you were you drugged or kidnapped? And they show Thor. They show like Thor's a Disney princess. Thor and Loki are both Disney princesses. But yeah, no. Obviously, all kidding aside, Infinity War. I mean, how it was great. It was great.
Meh. No, I'm just kidding.
What's funny? A lot of people are purposely doing that. Like I had a cousin of mine like purposely mess with me immediately. Like as soon as I put like I put wow. That's what my first comment, because I didn't want to spoil anything for anyone. I just put Marvel Infinity Wars, Avengers Infinity Wars, just wow. And then I had a cousin right away goes meh. And like really,
Oh,
like,
boy.
and you, she
That's
was
funny.
And I went off. I'm like, what do you mean?
The best
meh?
thing about that movie is the reaction at because every Marvel movie you go to,
Yes.
everyone claps, everyone's
No.
excited.
Dead.
The end of that movie, it was
Silence.
silent. No,
Yep.
no one did.
Yep.
No
somebody
one knew what
was
to do.
somebody. Yeah. It
Dead
was just death.
silence.
Yeah.
It was great. And actually, Yo Peace's brother, who's actually usually pretty quiet, he was screaming. He went complete opposite because since he's so quiet,
He went the opposite. Yeah, he would. He would do that.
Everyone was
He
dead
would do
quiet,
that.
and he just went in the middle
Infinity
of the
Wars broke him. It broke him.
He
Your
would.
brother's
I
broken
wouldn't.
now.
I wouldn't doubt it. I
Dude,
wouldn't
that
doubt it.
was so. I felt I love it because all the memes, everything everyone said afterwards was perfect and spot on. The internet never lets up, and just right away they're like, you want to know who dies in Avengers: Infinity War? The audience. The audience.
Yeah, the audience. The audience does.
No, and then the worst was like I saw it the second time with my parents and my mom, like her exact, and I told her, I go, no, you got, I go, you got to see this movie. And then I told her, I go, and I got to see you see this movie. And it's the first thing, like as soon as people started dying, and then once it got to Groot, that's it. She was like done. She was like, it was like the Red Wedding. She would just looked at me, and she did. It was just funny because I've seen this on YouTube. There's people who've had the same reaction. The Red Wedding. By the time they kill Caitlyn Stark, everyone's just like, I'm done. I'm like, you're so numb. You're just like, I don't care. I'm already dead inside. And those are my mom's exact words because I knew Groot, because that's her favorite, and I knew she was gonna lose it with Groot. And she just looked at me. She goes, I don't even care anymore. I'm already dead inside.
How did she feel when
funny.
she found out what Groot
Oh,
said?
forget about it. Because everyone, I think.
See, I'm getting pissed off with this whole Groot thing. I'm not even gonna. No, I'm serious. No. At this point, I'm hating this Groot thing, man. It's killing me.
James Gunn is
got me
evil.
stuttering over here. It's killing me.
You know what's funny
all right?
is maybe there was a shot at Tom Holland actually getting an Oscar nomination for a superhero movie because his death scene is so heartbreaking as with Spider-Man, and you're just like it's heartbreaking. It's just
it's the worst thing I've seen.
it is, and then James Gunn completely stole that thunder 2 days later.
What the hell
When he
is wrong
says
with this
Groot's
man?
last words to Rocket were, "Dad, you're done. You're done."
Like, is he kidding me? Is he kidding me right now?
Yeah, it's
when I
terrible,
saw
man.
the
I think that's the only time they should have put subtitles on.
Yes. I would turn out. I felt it so much more when I saw it the third time, knowing what Groot said, and I was like, yeah, I don't care about Spider-Man anymore. That was definitely more heartbreaking.
That sucks,
because we know
man.
Spider-Man's gonna come back,
course,
like for
of
sure.
course, with all the money those
And
movies
so
made.
is
Groot, we don't know
Groot.
because
And
James
so is
Gunn,
Groot.
he's like, you know what? Maybe we might not bring
And
it back.
listen, I'm
No,
gonna tell
he's
this to our
coming
audience
back.
because there's probably people in our audience going, I don't understand, but because some people don't read things and don't like being told things. My mother is a perfect example. She's so mad at me. My wife too. They want to deny what was said, but our audience needs to know this is the facts. In the first Guardians of the Galaxy film, Groot
I don't care.
died.
Nope.
He died. That is not Groot
he didn't.
respawned. That is Groot's
That's-
offspring.
That's
that is
that guy's opinion. That's his opinion, and it's not a fact. You know
It
why
is
it's
a
not a
fact.
fact? Because it was not written on the script. He just made that shit up. There, I said it. I said
It's a
the word
fact.
shit. Yes, he made that up. He made it up last minute to get more pop. That's
I don't
not
think
a
so, man.
fact.
Because if
It is.
you see
Hey,
both Groots,
you
if
shut
it's-
up. You shut up. That's not a fact.
It's a more impacting
It's a
scene when
fact.
you realize
No.
that. Because when
No,
you see
I'm
Groot
done.
and his last words are "We are
done.
Groot," and he makes the show, and Rocket said he goes, "You killed Groot." Like,
No.
why would they immediately
it.
take away all that thunder? To just have
They
him
got
pot in
another
the
branch.
plant.
They picked up the branch and they planted it again, and he came back to life. I don't care what anybody
yeah,
says.
and it's a new tree.
It's
when you
not a
plant
new
it again,
tree.
it's a new
It's
tree.
the same tree.
Is that the same tree?
It's the same tree. It's the same tree.
Is that the tree? Listen,
the
last
same
year in
branch.
the hurricane, my avocado tree went down. You know what's there now? A small little plant.
That's a new avocado.
It's not the
tree.
same
It's
tree.
Not the same tree.
That's the same.
It's not the same tree.
bro.
You should need that avocado
That's the same tree.
Groot.
That's
Avocado
that's the same
Groot.
tree.
Avocado Groot.
That's the same tree because it's gonna give you the same avocados in the future.
It's not.
the same
it's not. And
one.
if you look at both
in
Groots,
fact-
they're different.
Yeah.
They're
Yes.
different.
Groots.
They're not different.
They're both different.
Yep.
One was just a grown Groot and the other one is growing up. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It was heartbreaking. No, and I'll tell you, the Spider-Man death, they timed it perfectly because he was like 2 seconds shy of me going, just die already. but they like it happened like the it
Yeah.
was like the exact perfect length for me to stop not caring, you know, because I have to bring it up because in what was it, Matrix Revolutions, whatever the last one they did, the Trinity death scene.
What?
I said it out loud in the theater. I said, just die already. It was like just a dragged out, like, I get it.
Why would you watch a fan film in the theaters? It's weird.
But with the Spider-Man,
honestly,
like I in my head after it was over, I thought in my head, like, you know what, if that would have gone on another 3 or 4 seconds, I think it would have been dragged out. But they timed it, like they just made it just long enough for it to be, you know, gut wrenching to watch that kid. You know, I mean,
Yeah. I mean, his face.
sold it. No, and Robert Downey Jr. He's like just, I mean, come on, that guy.
Hey, is this kid still alive? Because I think I don't know if he was really dying on screen because like
They might have killed
Tom
him.
Holland.
They might have killed him.
because I mean
Disney has
have we
that kind of
researched
power.
this? Have we researched this? Because his face looked like the last minute for real.
Yeah.
Like
That's funny.
And why?
No, you know what's the most shocking part
What was that?
of that movie to me?
Black
When
Panther.
when Iron Man gets stabbed and it looks like he's about to die.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like I was like, wait, are they really killing
Yes.
Tony Stark? Like, is this really happening?
Well,
And then,
I had read, and if you rewatch the scene, it really works. That they ad-libbed that scene between him and Josh Brolin. 'Cause, you know, Josh Brolin's wearing the green suit with the ping paws and all that.
Yeah.
And they choreographed the scene, but at that moment, they just told him, just like the director just told him, just go with it. And at that moment, Josh Brolin, they told him what to do, which was to stab him. And they actually, I believe, he fractured a rib from the scene too, because he wasn't prepared for
Yes.
it. So he fractured a rib, and then on top of that, the director that tells him, "And you're dying." So at that moment, Robert Downey Jr. thought he was filming his death scene. So you know what that is? Like, okay, I just got hit, my ribs are broken, and now on top of that, they just told me my character is getting killed off. You know what I mean? So it's like, not
That's
that Robert
funny.
Downey Jr. needs the extra motivation. The guy's an incredible actor, but it just, you see it in the scene. It's like
my ribs are actually piercing my lungs, and they just told me to act like I'm dying.
Yeah.
So
no, it's
Yeah,
just
it's
it's crazy, and that was a nerve wracking scene, but it's just everything about that movie. The jokes, I love the Thor with Rocket and you know, Rabbit and Tree. I could watch hours of that.
Yeah.
It was so funny. And
Yeah, no, they teamed everyone
Perfectly.
up well. Like everyone was with the person.
Guardians of the Galaxy stuff interacting with Thor was just perfect, with the Star Lord and when he starts trying to talk like him.
Yeah.
To me, the best acting in that film, hands down, is Robert Downey Jr.'s facial expressions when they're making the plan between the Guardians of the Galaxy, him and Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. When Mantis says we kick names and take ass, and he just had this dumbfounded face. Like, I cannot believe this shit that I'm dealing with right now. And it was so real, because we've all made that face a million times, you know, when we're like dealing at work with someone that's dumb as hell we can't stand, or we're buying something.
Or setting up a podcast. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Kiss my
Yeah.
grits.
That's the same face. That's the same face every gamer had when Leroy Jenkins went in and started battling.
Leroy.
It's the same face. Yeah, same face. I'm sure.
And it was that was such a priceless scene. I love that facial expression. I mean, he sold it. But a lot of
Look at me with old school knowledge for these young kids.
yes,
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah,
Look at
Google
this.
it, YouTube it, watch that.
There you go, millennials. That's my 2 cents
Yes,
for you.
it's the gift that keeps on giving.
No, man, those aren't even millennials. Whatever's after millennials is gonna be the people we're talking
Seriously,
about.
that's like, they need to make a Star Wars story of Leroy Jenkins. Who would be the Leroy Jenkins of Star? Actually, Star-Lord was the Leroy Jenkins of Infinity War.
Star Wars, yeah, Star Lord
Seriously.
was
well,
definitely.
in fairness, he
definitely
got Leroy
Jenkins.
Jenkins first by Gamora when he told her to go left. She Leroy Jenkins. Actually, everyone Leroy Jenkins, because first was Drax was gonna Leroy Jenkins, and then she Leroy. So he just kind of followed, you know, and you know, entail what everyone else did to him earlier.
So close.
So close.
So close.
It's crazy because you saw that scene where Spider-Man gets the glove off him, gets the gauntlet off him, and it's almost off. It's almost off.
Yeah, it was there, and then he grabbed it like with 2 pinkies. He grabbed it with like a pinky and his thumb.
I love that cartoon on the internet where they show Iron Man just shoot Star-Lord in the face. It blows his head up, and he goes, I told him, like, let's get this thing off. Like, I don't know if you guys seen that. It's like the 5 ways they could have beaten Thanos.
Oh yeah.
And that was one of them. Like, because he keeps warning him, and then he just shoots him right in the face, blows his head up, and then they go back to getting the glove off. You just see Mantis covered in blood. Like, oh no! But yeah, man, Star-Lord like ruined it. But it makes sense. You know, it was consistent. You know, it's like he killed Gamora, and you know he snapped, and the way everything turned out.
Yeah.
Hey, how come he doesn't feel that way about Groot? You know what? Hashtag not my Groot. There. That's how I feel. Whatever he felt is what I feel for my Groot. That's not Groot.
Hashtag not my Groot. No, the Black Panther death scene apparently was very shocking, and it was to the actor himself, and I kind of knew going into the movie that there was a good chance he was gonna die, because it had leaked out that he screamed, "Oh no, they didn't!" in the middle of the theater during the premiere, you know, for the red carpet premiere. And I'm like, why else? Like, who else would he be reacting about that for other than himself?
It's
you know, and you could.
That's it. Well, Black Panther just like finished breaking a bunch of records.
It's like Wakanda forever. Forever equals 3 months in Wakandian. Like, because he's dead, Wakanda's torn to crap. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like left nothing behind. But you could even tell, because I know that was like Mark Ruffalo. He got fined, you know, a bunch of money because he had said that, oh, everyone dies in this one, and everyone was like, oh, come on, he's exaggerating. And what apparently that was based on is that everyone filmed a death scene. So even Tony Stark did film a death scene. Chris Evans, like everyone filmed them, so none of the actors would know who's, you know, actually going to die or not. But Black Panther did not, because you can tell, because he's not even acting. He goes to.
He just standing
and
there,
he says
right?
to her,
like,
he goes, "Come with me. This is no place to die." And then he starts to disappear.
Yeah, it's just like he's
Yeah,
standing
that
there.
was good.
So the only one who
good.
knew maybe that he was gonna die was the actress who plays Michonne on Walking Dead, because she like, oh my god, but who knows what the directors were telling her to react to at that moment when they're filming. But maybe she could have guessed, like, oh, you know what, maybe that's what we were filming.
I mean, it could have been anything. She probably wasn't even reacting in the film. She was just reacting to something else. And
Exactly, and they filmed that in there.
Yeah.
It could have been anything. Like, hey,
That's
just
probably
film
what
her
they
saying
did.
this.
But you could totally tell that they didn't like really film that purposely to do that, and they figured that there was no way this guy was having it, and they were right, because he apparently had quite the reaction in the theater.
It's funny.
So I mean, they bamboozled us with that. I mean, they really did with you know. I mean, they only get to do it once, and I guess you're kind of mad, but not, because there's all the talks that was going to be an Infinity War 1 and Infinity War 2, and then they just, you know, they made.
I mean, but it's that's good film, man. Like, even though you're expecting it, I mean, that's good, man. That's good for the fans, dude. Like, I felt like, yes, finally, Marvel.
They went dark.
All these guys have somebody that
Marvel
that,
killed someone finally.
They finally found their match, pretty much. You know?
And
I just hope in the next movie they don't like completely let everyone live.
They
like,
open dark, and which is good, because I'm comfortable knowing that storyline wise, I'm pretty sure Loki's that's it, done. The one that Idris Alba plays, what's his name, Hemno. He's done. Vision, I think I think everyone before the snap, with the exception of Gamora, because they can kind of do, like MSK says, a Search for Spock type Guardians of the Galaxy film with her, since she died in connection with the Soul Stone, which is a great way to bring Adam Warlock into it as a villain at first, and then they need to go through him to get her out of the stone. So there could be a whole thing with that. So I think Gamora's safe of, you know, maybe coming back. Maybe. You never know. But and I have to make a side note, especially because we might get a little pop. We are going to be doing the cons again this year, SuperCon. We're going to panel The Omega Curse, Broken by Karen Gillian. Good for her.
It's not broken.
No,
There's
stop
another
it.
movie.
There's another movie
coming out.
It has to be immediately.
Another movie
coming out. It doesn't have to be immediately.
Because everyone else was immediately. Everyone else in the Omega Curse died immediately.
Maybe your curse has
I don't
slowed
know.
down.
All I'm saying is that Nebula's probably gonna die in the next movie.
She might, but she didn't immediately die, and we kind of had a big feeling, because we were at the con, and in the Q&A, she started saying that she was up to like doing a female Joker and like all kinds of, like, she's looking for work, and we're like, she's basically saying she died.
Yeah.
like we were like,
yeah. Well, she's done. Remember, they're done filming both of these movies. They were filming both at the same time.
Yeah. We know, but I think
she probably is
still
done
shooting stuff for part 4. I believe so. I don't think they're in post production.
Yeah, pickup shots and
all
stuff, but the
extras,
majority of it
all
is
the
already
extras
done.
that are falling around them is probably where
But
they're
no,
filming.
it wasn't immediately after, so the curse is not in full effect. Doesn't mean that it can't do a little bounce back, but as of right now, Nebula
Honestly,
survived
I
the
feel
curse.
bad. I feel bad for now. For example, what time is Ant-Man taking part of this? Because
Oh, we know what's going to happen at the
We're
end of
gonna
that
find
movie.
out.
There's not going to be any surprise at the end of that film. It looks like it's happening parallel. During.
Yeah.
Which means, yeah,
Okay.
and which means most likely at the end of this movie, I'm gonna go on out and
I know what's
yeah.
I don't want to spoil that. Like don't
it's a
don't
theory.
go into
it's
that.
a theory. It's just a theory.
Right,
Until it
but
happens.
I don't know, man. I don't think we
Well,
should.
let's
I don't think we
let's
should
just
talk
say
about that.
characters in Ant-Man are gonna get snapped out of existence by Thanos,
Right.
and that'll bring them up to speed.
Well, you think that sounds vague enough? There's two main
No, there's
characters in
more than
Ant-Man.
two.
I know,
You think
like-
that sounds
More than
vague
two.
enough?
Maybe Michael Pena's character gets. I'd be
Right.
pretty broken
No,
up
Michael-
about that.
okay.
He's kind of the Groot.
Okay.
He's kind of the Groot of the Ant-Man squad.
Yeah. Hashtag not my group. There, I said it again.
Hashtag vague spoiler.
It's not a spoiler because I haven't seen it yet. It's not
You
out
just
yet.
said it. You just said it. But whatever. We'll move on because I know that's oh god. Why did they do that to Groot?
We can't let that go.
You're really broken up about
I
it.
am.
So where does this place just kind of end on a critic
High note?
A critic note on Infinity War. Where do you place this if you feel that you've seen it enough times now to let it marinate in your thought process? Where do you place this in your order of best MCU films?
Wait, are we gonna do that episode?
We should
not?
do that episode, but I'm just saying out of curiosity, like, is it high up there? Like, what is top 3 or top 1?
It's in my
I'll say top 5.
yeah.
Really?
I'll say top 5.
I'm gonna say top. For me, I'm gonna say top, which is a weird
I
number.
don't want to tell you what part where it's at because that's a whole other
Yeah.
episode. So.
For me, it's in my top 3.
I'm gonna say top 4, and it's a weird number, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. It's my top.
So we got a
4
3,
there.
4, and a 5. So there we go. We covered.
Yeah,
We covered our
top
bases.
4. I know people don't say that, but I'm gonna say it, top 4.
Yeah, it's a
That's
weird number.
I know,
Yeah.
it is.
Even
It's very
even's
weird.
rough, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that it lines up with what these directors have done for the MCU so far. It's just these guys know
Yeah.
how to tell a story. You know, the way we want it told to us dark, and I mean, man, they went Game of Thrones dark with the silence and no music at the end and just the roll credits.
good.
And
It's my top one. It's my top one.
it's right there, right there.
Top one movie. I'm comfortable saying that.
Well, I guess we need to
Now,
roll out.
out of all the Avengers, though, or are we doing all the Marvel?
No, all the
films?
MCU. Oh, so you're like it's in your top 4 Avenger movies? This is only.
Oh
there's
no,
only 3 of them.
definitely top one
top
Avenger
one
movie.
Avenger
Yeah,
movie.
Because it's in my top 4.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
in my top 4 Avenger movies. I don't stop laughing. Why are you laughing? It's in my top 4.
because there's only been 3
Exactly.
movies.
I know. So don't. What do you worry about? What do you care about? It's in my top 4.
That's kinda cheating.
Who cares about this? Who's counting? Who's counting?
We are
We
actually.
are, yeah. We're like literally actually counting.
Oh, it's funny.
I guess we could kind of roll a nerd setting here, unless we're gonna really dive into the
Yeah.
MCU. But I think I was gonna do them, but I'm feeling kind of weird right now. I don't feel so well.
Hey, I think Omega's out.
I think Omega's up. Maybe we finally have more airtime for me and Yopis then.
That's so messed up.
So so I guess we'll take over this.
I guess this will be 2 shows a year.
Just 2 shows a year.
Oh, Omega's out. He's not feeling good.
I don't want to go like
man,
this.
That sucks.
I don't want to go, guys. I don't.
Oh wait, he's back.
He's back.
He's back. Oh, he's doing the Deadpool.
Thanos.
Okay, I'm confused.
Thanos, snap faster,
Yo,
son.
MSK,
Thanos, snap quicker, more.
Dad.
Thanos isn't snapping hard enough. That's what it is.
Oh man,
Oh man,
we need to do a show about the longest death on scene. That's what
Trinity,
we need to do.
Matrix Revolution.
Oh man, you ruined it for everybody already.
Yeah, that's it. There goes the show.
There goes the
We just
show.
did it right now.
Actually,
just did the
Deadpool
show.
2. That was pretty funny.
Nah, but that one was
Yeah,
fun.
exactly.
That one was.
Yeah, but that one's meant
I'll
to be
take
funny.
That one. Like, I mean, like a death on scene that just.
And the
just,
craziest
oh my
thing about
God,
his death
stop it.
scene is,
Just
Papa,
die.
can you hear me? Do
Oh,
you
man,
want to
that's
build a snowman?
That's funny.
I never saw that.
I never thought of that either.
Yeah. Well, I never thought of that because I've never seen that movie because I'm younger than you guys.
Well,
so.
I
Oh,
never sat
whatever.
through it,
Whatever,
but you've heard the
young
song.
guy.
I mean, unfortunately,
Young guy.
it's like
Oh,
so played out.
He's
It's
so
impossible
young.
to not have heard that song.
So young.
so young over here.
I've never heard that song.
Well,
I've
you
never heard that
Papa,
song.
can you
in
hear
my life.
me? Oh, they're talking
No,
about
never
can you
heard
build do you want to build a snowman?
I think
Oh,
he's
yeah,
talking
no, I
about
heard that
Build a
song.
Snowman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so young.
I never put that together,
MSK,
man. That's
so
crazy.
young.
Yeah, he's a baby. He's a little baby. He's a little millennial.
He's a little baby.
Little millennial.
Well, seriously, anyone got a
He's a little
necessity that would kind of line in with
Man, this is a tough one, man.
Deadpool
I really don't have anything for this.
Deadpool 2, Solo?
Deadpool is on my top 4 too.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna throw one out.
Oh, top 4 of your Deadpool
my
I'm
Deadpool
gonna
movies.
throw. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but since we are going to be paneling over at the SuperCon in July, actually the dates will be Thursday the 12th and Friday the 13th. Ooh. Our
Yeah,
panel-
what time?
Oh, so late at night.
No, you know what? Let's not talk about the time.
As a
Also,
matter of fact, if you want to skip the whole con and spend like half the price for an after dark ticket, then you could come see our panels because we are on so late. Our first one's like at 9:30.
you know what I'm afraid of? You know what I'm afraid of? That this show airs in August.
Yeah. After
Oh,
we
it's going to. No, I'm guaranteeing it's going to air in August.
That's what scares me right
in,
now.
in hopes
Yeah.
that this gets aired before the con, and then we have successfully slightly advertised this at SuperCon in Fort Lauderdale, July 12th and July 13th for our panels. We have 4 topics, and I'm going to give out a good necessity that's going to go with one of our topics because we're going to talk about it and spoil that show up possibly. Depends on how many family friendly or children people we have in the audience. We might have to like be very vague on the show because it's a very hardcore show. But we have 4 topics. On Friday the 13th we'll be doing Game of Thrones, kind of like our best moments, what we think is going to happen at the end. Just, sit back, relax, talk living room style about Game of Thrones. We'll be doing a Rick and Morty episode, and we'll also be doing a mid-year in review episode, which usually tends to be pretty successful, and we kind of just cry and moan and groan about all the bad things that happened during the year and some of the highlights of the year. Of course, we're going to be doing a time travel topic. One of our favorite things is time travel. We'll be doing storylines. And my necessity, on that note, is a show that I finally got MSK and Yo Peace to both watch in its entirety on Hulu. Seth Rogen produces it. It's called Future Man.
Didn't you want to save that for?
No, because I'd rather talk about it at the con. Is why, because it's going to be one of my top storylines.
He's trying to get people, if they're gonna go, prepare yourself for these.
I won't be doing too many spoilers on Future Man because that episode is actually our family friendly episode, the time travel one. So I would definitely want to put it as a necessity, and I'll vaguely discuss it. So this will give you an idea of on the necessity why I have to vaguely and family friendly. It's a very adult oriented show. It's a hard R. It's got some very graphic situations and vulgarity, but it's hilarious.
But it's funny.
It's hilarious.
It's funny
really
graphic
funny.
situations.
It's so funny. The acting is great. I mean, it's the base concept. I don't know if you both seen it. What do you guys want to say about it? Without me spoiling it, one of you guys kind of give it a breakdown as to like what your take is on it.
I don't want to spoil it. I really don't. It's a really great show.
The
So
base
it's really
story
funny.
Is
It's a janitor by day and a gamer by night is recruited by mysterious visitors to time travel through time to prevent the extinction of humanity.
Extension?
Would you read that?
Extinction.
Extinction.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
very.
So, was
you
that
had
right
me
off
going
IMDb?
until you
Was
said
that right off of it?
extension.
No, that's right off Cuba Farmacia,
Cuba
Cuba
IMDb.
Botanica.
See IMDb.
El future man.
El futuro man. Hombre de futuro.
El hombre del futuro.
But yeah, basically he summed up. It is a kid from the in our present gets recruited by an army in the future, and they go on some hijinks, adventures and situations that are
for the extensions.
It's not very politically correct at all. There's a James Cameron episode that's fantastic. There's a and one thing that the show does that I really like.
What?
What? What just happened?
Grammatically correct.
I don't know. I know it's
that's what you just
phonetically.
said.
You did
You
say
said
that.
phonetically correct. Oh, I said grammatically correct.
Is that another podcast?
It's so late, and it's been so long since we recorded.
Yeah, we need to cancel this podcast.
I know,
already.
we got really good at not saying ums and buts, and I'm positive I've said but and at least 162 times in this podcast. So what I was gonna say was one of the things that I like that it makes it worth watching. Besides, it's hilarious. It's got a great story. It's short. It's on 30 minutes each episode on Hulu, 10 episodes, something like that. So it's not a big binge dedication of time out of your life to give it a go. But it's one of the best nerd things about it is, number one, it obviously is constantly referencing other time travel shows, other time travel movies, constantly referencing everything from the nerdverse, superheroes and video games and all the things that we're into. But it also does something clever that most time travel storylines don't do, and that's the little nuances and the little mistakes of time travel that, there's no way you time travel and come back and don't leave something messed up.
Yeah,
and they do that,
yeah, for sure,
and they don't fix it.
Really
it's
well.
That's just how it is,
really well.
And that's just how it is from now on. Because that's what happened. If Marty McFly went back in time and did something and changed the name of a car or whatever, that's what the name of the car would be from that point on. Because he's not gonna fix that and risk everything else that he fixed because of that one thing. And that's kind of the way they go. It's hey, oh well, that's just how it is now. And I love that about the show because they did.
That's the best part of the show.
It is, and they re-reference it. Throughout the show, they re-reference different things that have happened. And just personality changes, and it's just great. And there's so much nostalgia from 80s things and 90s things. It's so worth watching, and that's.
I just can't wait for season 2. I'm looking so forward to season 2.
Yes, they gotta do. It got picked up for one, right? Did they get picked up for season?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So yeah, it's not a Marvel MCU. It's not, because we'll save something from that for that episode. We're gonna rank them. We got Ant-Man coming up, so. Good chance that maybe
that 2 of you guys are gonna watch it and you're gonna film it so I can see it myself.
my guess is
that's what's gonna happen.
My guess
right?
is the Ant-Man episode's gonna happen sometime in September. I'm not saying release
of next year.
I'm not saying release. I'm saying recording. Yeah, we'll talk about Ant-Man when Avengers 4 comes out.
Yeah, it's September 2019.
I'm pretty sure the next episode's gonna be about Avatar 3.
We have a countdown on when the next. Right, we have a countdown when the next one is coming out.
What do you mean?
What, the next Fanatically Correct episode, or?
Well, that we should have a countdown for that. We shouldn't even have a countdown for that. That's not even.
Oh,
I meant like Avengers.
I have a countdown. I can tell you right now. It's 320 days, 20 hours, 42 minutes, and 19, 18, 17, 16 seconds, 15 seconds.
All right, so what is it in Europe?
And
he got
it's 319 days and 17 hours and 30.
Just making stuff up.
No, because remember, it's 1 in the morning right now, our time. So.
No, the Europe release is 5 or 6 days.
That's right. They come out early.
For 2 weeks
that?
before.
Why? Seriously? So now I got to get my tickets for Avengers 4 somewhere in Europe. That's just wrong. That's going to be the most expensive movie ticket ever.
It'll be worth it.
I did that. I'm spoiling it for everyone. I'm putting the end video on Facebook, straight up. If I'm basically traveling through time,
I'd go crazy
for that movie. I'm doing it. I'll get murdered. I'll get killed. I'll be right next to Mark Ruffalo. I think he gets. You know what? I think he can't do interviews for the next movie. Him and Tom Holland, they're not allowed to do.
Oh, Tom Holland one is funny. Him and
fake scripts.
What's this guy?
Yeah, Cumberbatch. He's always
Cumberbatch,
taking over for him and babysitting him.
That's pretty funny.
So that's that's it. That's our episode.
Yes,
All right.
we tried.
Well,
We're sorry.
We'll see you guys next
We're
year.
apologies in advance. Things will be better for the con. Check us out.
I don't apologize for
I don't.
anything.
No, wait. I don't say that.
apologizing.
I'm not gonna
apologizing.
promise that things are gonna be better for the con.
I hope things will be better for the
Oh,
con.
that's better.
Yeah.
If you're gonna come, bring alcohol, Red Bulls.
Yes.
Um,
Café.
It's gonna be
Un
a late.
cafecito, un colada,
Cafecito. It's
un
gonna
colada
be
cada
really
uno.
late. Really late, guys. I'm not even kidding.
No,
late.
we're not.
It's gonna be
No, I'll
late.
tell you the time slots. I think it's 9:30, 10:45,
Yeah.
and midnight. That's for Thursdays. And
That's
then,
one.
And then the Game of Thrones is at 12:30 a.m.
Oh my god.
Friday the 13th.
And
You
this
know,
is Yopi's first con, so he doesn't know
No, and
what's gonna happen.
And again, the worst one is on both of them. Well, actually, Thursday I don't think they have that the burlesque show. But Friday again, because this happened to us last year, they have a burlesque show at the same time that we're on. It's like we can't. Come.
Yeah, no one's gonna watch.
Actually,
No one's gonna
people
come.
came.
It's
I
fine.
was shocked. people
Actually-
came. I was shocked.
Actually, if we announce that we're gonna have a burlesque show ourselves,
There you
maybe
go.
they'll come.
There you go.
Yeah,
Throwing some-
then some of us won't be there,
Yeah.
so it'll be like a one-man podcast.
One-man podcast.
So, but honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have a hard time watching NBA games when they're on the West Coast. I'm gonna have a hard time
So,
at this. So
Yeah.
I'm not apologizing, but I'm gonna be tired.
No, yeah, they're
That's
late.
funny.
They're late. They're late. They're very late. They're so
Having trouble watching West Coast games.
West Coast game.
I do.
What's up with the
barely watch
soccer?
this
They're like,
NBA games.
they're like early, right? Soccer's opposite. These soccer games.
Soccer
Yeah,
starts at
they're
6
like
a.m.
at 6 in the
tomorrow
morning.
because they're in
It's
Russia.
like stop it. Like I don't want to watch that. Ain't nobody got time for those 6 in the morning soccer game. Who got time for that? Who's waking up at 6 in the morning and sitting by the TV to watch a soccer game?
The same
Tomorrow,
the same
France.
people who woke up at 4 in the morning to watch the royal wedding.
Jesus. That's terrible.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't
That's
get.
funny.
Okay, people are waking up really early in the morning to watch the royal wedding. They're only like 6 hours ahead. Like, what time was that wedding at? What is that?
Yeah.
Like, who gets married at what? Like 11 a.m.
At
Like,
8 a.m. in the
yeah,
morning.
Exactly. Like, who's getting married over breakfast? Like, what is that?
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
We're gonna have brunch after this.
That's right.
That's pretty
America. We ruined the royal family now.
Yep, that's what we do. That's what we do.
That was our final revenge. This was a part of a well thought out plan that started over 200 years ago when we threw tea into a bay.
Tea time. There's
funny.
my accent.
Tea time.
A spot of tea.
Spot of tea. I'm gonna have tea time.
A spot of tea.
Spot tea.
I'm out.
A spot milk. It's
I'm
good
out.
for you.
All right. So with all the bad accents and everything, are we gonna sign off?
Yeah,
or
we're
just gonna-
done. I'm literally like my head's already in my lap. I'm sleeping. Like good night. So yeah, this is Omega. Good night.
That's not our sign off.
That's right. We have sign offs.
Oh,
It's been too long.
it's been a long time.
This is
Your name.
Omega. Peace.
MSK, peace out.
Yo, peace. Peatus.
That's fantastic.
And there you have it, folks. This has been Fanatically Correct. Until next time, you crazy kids. Signing off.
Did you guys stop?
No, I didn't stop.
Okay.
Leave this in.
You know,
Leave all of this in.
it's funny, but like taking off a year, it's really hard to come back on a podcast. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's so rough.
I know.
It's so rough.
I know. You almost don't want to come back.
Hey, at least we're staying current with whatever's happening.
All right, our show is canceled. We're done.
Yes.
I don't even want to do this anymore.